This is an excerpt from the movie.
When we first deployed our troops to Afghanistan and they started getting hurt, I got very emotional about it. I immediately called the USO and said, please send me somewhere. What can I do?
There's no hidden agenda with anything that this band does. It's to support the military and the troops and the veterans, and he's way into that.
He never really explained any kind of ideology other than I think everybody in the band just got it.
Joining Gary and doing stuff for the USO and for the military, I feel like I found my calling.
It's real exciting because they get really excited.
You cannot help but be inspired when you just look out and just see thousands of these young faces, and yeah, it makes you step it up.
I'd like to play concerts that people are going to walk out thinking it was better than they thought it was going to be. Because people don't have high expectations for an actor with a band, let's face it. So I like to surprise them.
He walked down off the stage. He wanted the children to come up. He knew it was for the kids.
They've had a pretty rough go of it, losing a parent in the war. And we want to make sure that they leave feeling better than when they walked in, okay?
To have people come out, take their time, stuff that they can get paid big money for, and they're giving it to them for free. That's a big deal.
Thank you for all your support. You guys are awesome. It's a great feeling to know that people are behind us and people do support us.
I am wise beyond my years, show my pride and hide my fears.
Whether you agree with the war, don't agree with the war, whatever your position is politically, whatever, you got to give credence and belief to the military.
Away when it's dark and give me strength when I am weak.
I just wanted to say thank y'all for thanking us.
I am your son, I am your daughter.
This is the story of America from home.
Well, we may play some of those guys. We are not the real thing. And we need to pay our respects to the real thing.
To Iraq.
When you're able to walk down the street and see hope restored into someone's eyes, it's very rewarding.
It makes you feel like you're actually doing something out here. You're making a difference. You actually see the result.
The journey of a man and his band. And the patriots and supporters. They meet along the way.
How many times have you been to Iraq?
7.
7 times to Iraq.
It's just extremely important. I go to a concert and I hear them say, hey, you guys are the heroes. It hits you right here. It does.
I am a soldier.
If we're going to have an all-volunteer service, I think we as a nation have to respect those that serve. We need to do everything to keep them and their families strong.
I am a soldier.
It's something that's greater than oneself. You're just trying to help out.
Lieutenant Dan Band, for the common good. See the movie, experience the journey, and join the cause.
Welcome to the show, Academy Award-nominated actor, star of CSI New York, Gary Sinise. Gary, thanks so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure, Larry. Thanks for having me.
Well, Gary, the first thing we have to establish is you were reluctant to do this thing. You have been performing for the troops, raising money, doing your foundation ever since 9/11. You were approached by the director, Jonathan Flora, who is a vet, and you were reluctant to do this.
Well, what I was reluctant to do was have it documented because I didn't know Jonathan that well, and I wasn't sure how it would be treated, and I'm just out there trying to do my bit and pitch in and help out. And when somebody asks you if they can follow you around with a camera, you just you're not sure how to respond. But he, over a little bit of the time, he convinced me that he would treat it properly, and I'm glad he did convince me because. He has made what I think is a beautiful film that highlights, not only what I'm doing out there on behalf of our troops, but a lot of other people that are doing good work out there that I interact with and engage with on a, practically daily basis throughout the year, and I think it pays tribute to a lot of great people doing a lot of good out there.
My guest is Gary Sinise. He is the star of the film Lieutenant Dan Band for the Common Good. It's a documentary celebrating the military men and women who are serving this nation in our all-volunteer Army. Gary, you know, the reason that you were reluctant, and as always, you're very self-effacing, is you didn't want this thing to be about you, because this is, of course, about the troops and about their families, the people that, unfortunately, some of the troops have left behind. And one of the things that comes across over and over and over again, Gary, is just how appreciative you are, the other people in the film are, about these gallant warriors, these men and women who volunteer to protect our country. And that just comes across, Gary. And I just loved it. Thank you for inviting me to the screening. You had a big screening out in Malibu, and I was invited, and I watched it. There was a little Q&A afterwards where the director and some of the other people involved were taking questions. It's a very, very powerful film. And $1 out of every $4 is going to be donated to the Gary Sinise Foundation to honor our nation's defenders and first responders and their families.
Well, you know, and the reason it's $4 is we should kind of tell everybody how it's going to be released. This is a very interesting way that they're going to do it. And I think if it's successful, it could be a model for other young filmmakers out there that are trying to get their work seen. This is going to be like a pay-per-view viewing online. You can, as of July 4th, for about 30 days from July 4th, through the rest of the month, you can go online to www.ltdanbandmovie.com, lieutenantdanbandmovie.com. You put in $4, and it's like a pay-per-view. You watch the movie there online. It's not a download. You can't download it, but you watch it. It's pay-per-view. So just imagine, people all over the country certainly can do this, but people all over the world can do this. Mm-hmm. Imagine some unit in Afghanistan, and they have internet access up there in the mountains somewhere. They can go online, download this film at lieutenantdanbandmovie.com, and then watch it. And this is a movie that celebrates them. It celebrates the people that are supporting them. It's I think, an uplifting film because it's entertaining, and you see, I have a band, and we have performed, hundreds of shows for the troops and their families and charities that support the troops. So you get to see some of that. You get to see us on bases, and you get to see a lot of the men and women who are serving our country out there. And not only them, but first responders, firefighters in New York who have inspired me and become very, very dear friends of mine. A lot of people are highlighted in this movie, and if people all around the world can go online to lieutenantdanbandmovie.com and watch it, it'll be very interesting to see how it works.
The film is called Lieutenant Dan Band for the Common Good. A crew followed Gary and his band around the world for something like 2 years. He mentioned interviewing all sorts of people, including first responders. They went to Kuwait. They were in Iraq. They were in Afghanistan. And you can start viewing the film as of July 4th. As Gary said, Lieutenant Dan Band Movie, LT, danbandmovie.com, and watch it. It'll be online for about a month. After that, what are you going to do with the film?
Well, you can go to that website now and pre-register. You'll be able to see it as of July 4th for 30 days, and the DVD will be coming out toward the end of the month, so you'll be able to buy the DVD. The DVD is being distributed through Amazon, and the DVD will cost a little bit more, of course, but for 30 days you get this sort of bargain price of $4 to watch a movie. And I have recently created a foundation, the Gary Sinise Foundation. We just went live with our website, and this foundation was created to help me do more of what I'm already doing, which is supporting programs and creating programs that are devoted and dedicated to serving the needs of our military families, first responders, and those that are out there defending and sacrificing for our country.
And this has nothing to do with whether or not you support the particular missions in Afghanistan or in Iraq, irrespective of your politics. This is all about the men and women who go where the country tells them to go. So again, www.lieutenantdanbanmovie.com to watch the film. You can pre-register right now. They'll start viewing it. You can start viewing it on July the 4th. It'll run for about a month. After that, the DVD will be available. Gary, thank you so much for what you've done. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.